With just over a month away, don't worry guys, I have your back. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I am going to tell you, if you are far behind on all your Marvel films that are connected to the Avengers, no fret. I'm going to help you get started on how to catch up for Captain America Civil War. For those of you that don't know, Captain America Civil War is I believe it's like the 13th film in Marvel's, long-running films of, their franchise, right? All these films connected to the Avengers, as well as Thor and the Incredible Hulk and Guardians of the Galaxy. So basically, I did a video like this called How to Watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where it basically explains to you guys, for anybody that hasn't watched any of those films and wants to know where to get started, that gives you roughly an idea where you can start, right? How I would do my marathon if I was having a Marvel Cinematic Universe marathon. That's how I would do it. I'll put in the link below so you guys can check that out if you want to see all the other films that are connected to these ones. But this is only going to pertain to Captain America Civil War. So of course, since the two major characters in this movie are Iron Man and Captain America, I think it's fair to talk about their films in the order that I would watch them in if you wanted to get ready, get pumped up for Captain America Civil War. And I'm going to throw in a bonus movie just in case for a character who's going to be part of this film as well. So if you want to get a little background on him, there you go. So the first movie you want to get started with is Captain America: The First Avenger. This is the movie that introduces Captain America, that shows how he gets his powers. And the reason why you want to start off with this one first is because the movie takes place primarily during World War II, and maybe 5% of the movie takes place in modern time. The very beginning and then the very, very last 3 minutes of the movie. So that's your first movie you want to start off with. Next, you want to start off with the next movie that really kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the very first Iron Man movie, which came out in 2008. This is, like I said, the one that started it all, and it's a good place to start next, showing how Iron Man became Iron Man. Next, you want to move on to Iron Man 2. This starts introducing characters like Black Widow and Nick Fury. Technically, Nick Fury was at the very end of the end credit scene of Iron Man 1, but this is the one that really gets us to give us an idea of who Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. is. After that, you want to move on to the Avengers. The Avengers is the first movie that really gets Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, aka Iron Man and Captain America, to meet face to face for the first time. So in the Avengers, you have Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America, as well as some supporting characters from both Iron Man and Captain America, teaming up for the very first time, kicking ass together, and you get to see a little bit of that rivalry between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark that begins to show a little bit more, that will continue and finally come out full throttle in Captain America Civil War. So this is the one that really starts up that tension between them. After that, you move on to Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is the first movie that continues the individual characters after the events of the Avengers. We see Tony Stark dealing with some anxiety issues because of the alien invasion in the Avengers film. So that his character development begins to change. After that, you want to move on to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. In my opinion, probably the best solo outing for any of these characters. My second favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. This is definitely a must-watch, and obviously because it's like Captain America, and it definitely shows the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., that S.H.I.E.L.D., which was the organization that brings the Avengers together in that first Avengers movie. They played minor roles in each of the individual character films, minus the Incredible Hulk, but this is where they finally fall because of an evil threat that was growing within. And yes, this is also the movie that affected Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. very heavily, although you don't have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if you don't want to, so don't worry about it. After that, you want to move on to Avengers Age of Ultron. Once again, Tony Stark Steve Rogers, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk all team up once again, and you get a little bit more of that tension that was already brewing between Steve and Tony in the first Avengers movie, taking it to a little bit of the next level, so to speak. Not too much, but giving you a taste of Civil War, maybe. And then finally, if you want, you can go straight into Captain America Civil War with Tony Stark and Steve Rogers taking sides against each other. Heroes versus heroes. That's what this movie is going to be about. But David, what about this bonus movie that you were talking about? If you want, right after Avengers Age of Ultron, you can add Ant-Man to the list. Why? Because Ant-Man is actually going to be part of Captain America Civil War. So if you want to get a little bit of taste of who he is and what's he all about, you have to check that movie out. And that's the movie where he's actually recruited to be a part of the Avengers, because the Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, makes an appearance in the movie, a very brief appearance, and that's what his role is in there for, to bring on Ant-Man so he can be part of Team Captain America. So, is that it? I think so. Some of you are probably wondering, David, isn't Spider-Man in this movie? In this new Captain America movie? Yes, Spider-Man is in this movie, but I have good news for you, for those of you that are already thinking, David, I think this is already too many movies. This Spider-Man has nothing to do with the Andrew Garfield or the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. This is going to be a completely new Spider-Man. That doesn't mean they're going to be doing the origin again, so don't worry. The origin is not going to be done for a third time. The origin is done and over with. It's probably very similar to how this Spider-Man got his powers, but they're not going to do that again. This is already going to be a Spider-Man that's probably been the character in his costume for 2 years already, maybe. They briefly hinted at him in Ant-Man, actually, so keep your ears open for that. If you watch Ant-Man, there is a little reference to Spider-Man. So there you have it, guys. You don't have to worry about Spider-Man. So those are the films. Just a little recap, just in case you need to remember and you're not writing it down. Captain America, the First Avenger, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, Captain America the Winter Soldier, Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and then finally you're all set for Captain America Civil War. So there you go, guys. That was this video. Hope it's helpful to you, especially those of you that don't know the Marvel Cinematic Universe so much, but you do want to check out Civil War and you want the full experience, the full fan experience. There you go. Now you can check them all out. Those are the important movies that are leading up to this one. And I guess that's it. And hope you guys subscribe to my video, like this video, and follow me on Twitter. I also have a Facebook page right now where I post all the videos. So I'll put all those links in the description below. And until next time, guys, take care.